Hey, what's going on? Hey, Eduardo, you ready, man? All right, let's do this. Hey, this is for the August 27th fight between Robert Helenius and Siarhei Lyakhovich, and it's for the WBO and the WBA Intercontinental, uh, yeah, Intercontinental heavyweight titles. And Intercontinental, you're like, well, dude, it's Intercontinental. It's crosses continents. It's more than one continent. Wouldn't that be like the world? I guess not. It's like second tier, you know. It's not really up there. I don't know if it's a silver or a magenta belt, but however they want to do that, you know, we're just going to roll with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down both the fighters, and then I will give my prediction at the end of it. And we'll start out with Robert Helenius, who is 15-0 with 10 knockouts. And when you think about that, he's 6'6.5". You know, he's a very big guy. He's not freakishly fit. He could stand to, you know, cut certain things from certain areas and maybe add them to other areas. You know, he's not big like the Klitschko's are big. You know, but he is good size. He's 6'6.5". You can't just make that up. You know, the other stuff he can do. Now, you might question his power. You know, being, you know, I mean, granted, he's got 10 knockouts in 15 fights, but when you really look at it, he's had 9 knockouts in his last 10 fights, and 2 of those knockouts came against Lamon Brewster and the Samuel Peter. But when you look deeper into those, Brewster had already lost 3 of his last 5 fights going into that one, but he got just beat to death basically, and that was his last fight. And then Samuel Peter, who came in at almost 20 pounds more, 19 pounds more than what he weighed in against Vladimir Klitschko, so he was definitely not at the top of his game. But when you watch that, you see those fighters were world champs in the past, you know, and they gave Vlad a lot of trouble. So, and he fights similar to the way Vlad fights. He pumps out the jab, but the power is not as violent as Vlad's jab is. It's good. You could see it mushing Peter's face all over the place and stuff. You know, the nose was going flat and all that good stuff. But it's not a lot of freakish power. You see the 1-2s, the occasional combo. One of the problems that he does have, though, is that he just moves straight back. But with the way he holds his hands and moves straight back, if you were to actually throw a combo on him, you could do damage. He also does a bad thing of when you throw a punch at him, he brings his hand down to try and block the punch. And that's not a good thing either, because when you do that, they could fake low and then go high instantly. You know, you could fake the jet and the body come up to the head, and you're going to have success with that when you see that stuff happening. He does keep you at a distance, and he has good footwork. He is faster than his footwork is faster than your average heavyweights is. He's not slow, he's not plodding, he's up on it, and he can slip and move. So that helps with the boxing. And he does have a high D, and as I said earlier, he's not the absolute fittest, but I mean, he can go the distance in those. He throws combos. The chin looks solid. He took some solid shots from Peter. Didn't really look wavered in those or anything like that. He blocks, as I said, with that hand way too much and can be countered. He does work the body, which is impressive. And when he throws the left hook, it's electric. He really lands it solidly. It lands it cleanly. Ask Peter about it when he wakes up, how solid and how flush that left hook really is. He has okay speed for a heavyweight, but he's accurate, and his timing. He does not waste. He doesn't waste punches. He's not just throwing a punch out there. He doesn't give them away. Every punch that he throws, he's really setting up, and you don't see a lot of bad punches out of it. He clinches when you get close. He doesn't let the work inside go on. He does throw the occasional nasty uppercut, but you know, that's yeah, I think that's pretty much for him. You know, he's That's going over to Siarhei Lyakhovich, who's 25-3, 16 knockouts. So we know there's not a lot of massive power there. Even though in his last fight against, who was it, Evans Quinn, you know, he sparked him right out in the 9th round with that hand, with the right hand. But you know, let's not get too carried away. He's 6'4". He's got short reach for a guy that's 6'4", with only a 74.5-inch reach. I mean, that reach is shorter than mine. And when you look at that, I mean, he beat Brewster, but he lost to Briggs and Valuev. So, you know, both of those are second-tier heavyweights, you know. And at 35, does he still have it? He should, because in the heavyweight division, you know, it takes longer to mature, it takes longer to fit into your role and stuff like that. And that's why the Klitschko's, you know, especially Vladimir, is so high up on the list right now. And Vitaly's, like, right there. You know, I mean, it's splitting hairs. You know what I'm saying? What are you saying about my hair? Am I going bald? What's Eduardo? Anyway, I'm getting carried away there. He's already been knocked out twice in there. He was completely outworked by Valuev, and he's not active. In the last 3.5 years, this is only his third fight. So, you know, not only are you 35, but when you're not active, your body's not active to it. It's not used to doing it, you know, in the ring, and it's kind of taken it away. He looked to be in very good shape against Evans Quinn, so that the fitness doesn't seem to be a problem with it. He does have good speed. He carries a high D initially, but he does tend to get hit with a lot of shots. So the left hand tends to drop. Whenever he pumps out the left hand, he drops his right. So the shots are there to be open. A lead right hand would fly in and do major damage on Lyakhovich when you see that. He does use head movements, so that is to his advantage in there. When he comes out and he does use enough head movement that he's going to keep, you know, the taller guy honest with that jab. When he pumps out the jab, he can just slip the jab either way. He doesn't tend to fire off that a lot, though, when you look at it. He has okay power, and as I said a minute ago, he does eat too many punches. Drops the right hand when throwing the left. Good lead right hands. When he's in there, he throws nice lead right hands. Those could pose a bit of a problem for Helenius. And the uppercuts are nice, and they come at a weird angle sometimes when you see him. And he might even throw a lead uppercut in there, so which is crazy. He also doubles up the left hooks, nice left hooks, and he's okay with the body work. But here's the telling thing of the fight. When you're watching this fight and you're seeing it, you're going to notice one of the bad flaws with Lyakhovich isn't necessarily his boxing skill, his ability, his stamina, or anything like that, but he tends to cut and swell badly. In the Evans fight that he just had, the Evans Quinn fight, he was bleeding horribly through the nose. It looked like it might have been broke as bad as it was bleeding, and his eye was almost swelling shut. Now Evans has nowhere near the power that, you know, Helenius does, and when you start having that swelling and that affecting, it affects your fight game. He eats too many punches to have this problem. And I believe that is going to be pretty much the deciding factor in this fight. I think Helenius takes the fight on a stoppage, 9th or 10th round, and Lyakhovich will be game in this fight, but because of the swelling and the cuts and stuff, I see that almost stopping the fight more so than anything else. We'll see about that, but I'm still saying the fight's going to be stopped around the 9th or 10th round. Okay? Well, hey, and I wore my Finnish shirt. You know, that's for you guys out there, you know, Finnish fans. My wife's Finnish, so kind of had to, you know, she got me this when she was over there. I can't leave the country, so I, you know, just have to take the gifts. Anyway, please comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you think. And this is Bigragu. I'm out.